Hello Libra, my name is Jason. Thank you for visiting my channel. This is your general tarot reading for February 2019. Could be about love, career, any questions or ideas you've got at the forefront of your mind. If it's not resonating for you, please check out one of my readings for your moon and rising signs. I'm pretty sure one of those will resonate for you. Okay, Libra, you go into the month of February with the Karma card. Okay, so the Karma card in the Witch's Tarot is basically the equivalent of the Judgment card. Okay, so there are decisions which are coming up for you, and once you make them, and you're probably in the process right now of deciding this, and once you make this decision, there's no going back. Okay, it can be a joyful time. Okay, it can be finally something coming to fruition which has been a long time coming, and it's a card of rebirth. Okay, so finally something can be started again or reborn, or perhaps an idea that you had a long time ago, it's coming back now, and you've got the opportunity, you're in a better position to implement this somehow. But once you make this decision, there are other people involved, and again, there may be no going back after this. Okay, what's crossing you? You have the Five of Wands. Okay, so the Five of Wands is about people bickering, really. It's not really serious conflict. It's quite often ego-based. So there just may be some resistance to whatever decision you have made or you are making, because other people may be affected. But I think other people, just because it creates change for them, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a negative thing for them. Regardless, I'm thinking that any conflict which arises out of this decision is based more on ego than it is on real practical difficulties which might be created by your decision. So you'll be able to stand your ground. I'm pretty sure you'll make the right decision. Okay, in the conscious goal position, you have the Six of Wands. Oh, great. The Six of Wands is a card of victory. It's a card of moving forward. It's a card of public recognition, of leadership. Okay, and so this is what you want. This is where you're heading. Okay, and it looks like you're really working towards that, and it's not far off now. Okay, so that's a great card to have. In the unknown influence position, you have the Nine of Wands. Okay, so the Nine of Wands is, well, you're still not out of the woods yet. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel, but there is still one or two more hurdles to jump, which, even though you know the kinds of things which can come up at you at this time, something might just come out which is a little unexpected, and I'm pretty sure you'll be ready for that because you've done it all before. It'll just be really another day at the office kind of thing, except this last thing will be, it's going to allow you to really open that exit door and get out of whatever you're trying to get out of and move into your new chapter or new cycle that it's time to move on. I think you're realizing this is a time for you to move on. Okay, in your recent past, you have the Five of Pentacles. Okay, so a feeling of being left out. I get the idea that you weren't really feeling valued where you were, or the kind of work that you were doing, because I'm feeling this is about work. It could be about a relationship, but like the kind of work that you were doing was not recognizing you or giving you back the value that you were putting into it, or you didn't really feel like part of the crew, part of the crowd, if you like. And perhaps that's what's brought you to this decision of moving forward and rising above this being left out in the cold. In the near future, you have the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so the Six of Pentacles talks about generosity, balance, can be equal give and take, or allocating resources appropriately. So you'll be moving into an area where your skills will be valued and you'll be able to give and receive in roughly equal amounts. So that's definitely improvement from the Five of Pentacles. You're moving from the Five of Pentacles to the Six of Pentacles, which is generally a pretty good card. Sometimes you might have a bit more authority about allocation of the resources as well, I'm feeling. So perhaps there's a promotion if you're like an accountant, or you've been put in charge of some budget, something like that. Okay, your talents that you're bringing into this situation and where you are heading. You have the Sun card, fantastic. So their planets are aligning. You have optimism, you have status, you have a feeling of freedom and rebirth, just like in the Judgment card, that sense of rebirth we have. The Sun offers us the same kind of feeling. So you're moving into this transition, or through this transition, with a really strong sense of hope and optimism. And it looks like these thoughts are definitely justified here. Your environment, your place in it, how your environment sees you, how you see your environment. Okay, and you have here the Empress. Now the Empress also talks about new things, giving birth to something, a new idea, a new way of doing things, perhaps. If this is a love reading for you, then it could say that you are feeling and looking very attractive at this time, and perhaps quite fertile also. So if you have some suitors around, you may notice more suitors than normal around. If you are planning to get pregnant, this could be a good time. If you're not planning to get pregnant, well, it may be a time to recognise that you're probably more fertile than you might otherwise be at different times. But generally, the Empress talks about giving birth to new projects and new things getting off the ground, and fertility, and it's a good card, especially in your environment. Perhaps you're a little more in the spotlight than you have been previously. Your hopes and fears. You have the Fool, fantastic. Okay, so the Fool card represents purity, represents being able to take that leap of faith without worrying too much about the consequences. Okay, so you're at a certain level now where you're feeling confident you can just take a jump. Take the jump. Anything is better than where you were. Okay, and this sense of adventure that you seem to have here is working for you to give you this sense of optimism. And the outcome at the end of February, you have the shadow side. Okay, so the shadow side, this is the equivalent of the devil, really, except in the Witch's Tarot, the shadow side really talks about fear. It's all about fear. And so it looks like you'll be moving into the unknown, some place you've never been before, this new adventure you're on, and so you might be feeling a little scared of things. So maybe a relationship you're trying to get going and you don't want to commit, or something about this new workplace, you might feel it's too onerous, or the skills are too high for you, or you're not good enough, that kind of thing. We'll try and clarify those. Okay, so I'll clarify these with the Hanson Roberts deck, and we'll clarify some of them. Just whatever comes out to us. So with the Judgment card, the Karma card, that's how you're starting the reading here, and it's being crossed by the Five of Wands. There's a bit of conflict. Okay, so this decision you're making, please clarify the Karma card for for Libra for February 2019. Please clarify the karma card. We have Ace of Swords. So you are deciding to cut clear and start something new, okay? And other people are not really coming along with you. Some people will, but there'll just be a few. Perhaps there's some jealousy there, I'm feeling. But with that Ace of Swords, this is basically a gift from the universe, which is allowing you to cut that cord nice and cleanly and to move on to this rebirth of whatever it is, of your career, of the new way of looking at things, of a new way of relating in your relationship or with your partner. And the Five of Wands, again, I'm not going to clarify that. So look, the Five of Pentacles, it's in the past. Let's leave it there. It's basically you weren't feeling valued. I think you know how that was manifesting itself there, and you decided that enough was enough, and you're going to move towards this new place, this new state of being, if you like. And you've got the Six of Pentacles. Let's clarify the Six of Pentacles in your future position. Why is the Six of Pentacles here? Please clarify the Six of Pentacles for Libra, February 2019. Okay, and you have Five of Swords. Five of Swords talks about a victory, talks about perhaps winning the battle, but it hasn't totally tied up loose ends yet. Okay, so it's a step in the right direction. Okay, so with the Five of Swords, something might come back to you later on because you haven't quite finished this closed off this last conflict or whatever it was. I'm thinking it might have something to do with these Five of Wands here. So you've got the Five of Wands, which is about ego, conflict, not really serious, just squabbling, and it looks like you're winning this battle. Okay, so you'll win this battle, no worries. But it may come back. Some people may come back. It's like it's unfinished business, and by that I mean like just some paperwork or something which needs to finally be handed in before you can cut yourself loose from this situation. It's not that serious. It's looking really positive here for you, Libra. Like, I'm really liking this reading. You've got so many cards of freedom and movement with the Six of Wands, the Ace of Swords, beautiful, the Judgment card saying this is a time for rebirth here, the Sun card, you've got the Empress. Let's have a look, see if we can clarify the Empress here. What kind of rebirth are we having? What is the nature of this fertility that we're feeling here with the Empress card in Libra's environment? You have the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so if there's an addition to the family coming, Libra, this is great news. It's a sense of abundance, a sense of fulfillment, emotional fulfillment, happy family. Everyone here in the family is quite happy. And so it could well be an addition to the family, or news of an addition to the family, or someone knows of someone having a baby, that kind of thing, perhaps over some hard odds. Or it could be, like I say, a new business venture or something starting new, and it looks like it's going to bring this abundance here, this Ten of Pentacles. So if it is a new business, it's looking like a lot of good things coming from it. I'm feeling like almost like a financial windfall here as well. So perhaps an investment which was made years ago and now it's just paying off really big time, something like that. But it's allowing you to, it's giving you the stability to take on this freedom that the Fool has. Okay, that's what I'm seeing there. So you're coming now from a position of prosperity, of abundance, which is allowing you to open up to the world and take a leap and not worry too much about those consequences. So that's beautiful. I'd like to have a look at why is the shadow side card here, which is very similar to the the devil card in the traditional deck. But the shadow side talks about fear. Okay, so why is the shadow side here for Libra February in the outcome position? We've got such beautiful cards here. Really, why is the shadow side here for Libra? We have the Chariot. Okay, the Chariot moves quickly, moves really fast, and is very strong. The Chariot can be quite an intimidating character because they are just full of drive and energy, and they are in control. Okay, so because they move fast, I'm thinking that whatever is happening here, this ride that you're on, Libra, it's fast moving and you'll just be hanging on like on a roller coaster. You know you're going somewhere really good, but it's perhaps moving a little too quickly for you, whether it's a relationship or whether it's a new direction in life. It's feeling like the power of this, unless there's a Cancerian in your midst somewhere who is helping drive this change with you. But I think you're just scared of things moving so quickly. So the beginning of February for you and the end of February, you'll be in two very different places in your life, Libra. And if you have a look at that, maybe break it down and come back at the end of the month and have a look at your reading and see again if it makes sense for you. But it's looking really positive. So you're going from this Five of Pentacles being left out here, some weeks ago, now to really being valued in a position of leadership and moving fast. So it's looking pretty good, Libra. Please like and subscribe. Leave me any comments if they're relevant, or a bit of feedback would be great. And hopefully talk to you in a couple of weeks.